over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run with David Montgomery, the third-round pick from Iowa State. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. That's complete to Robinson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 15-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle?
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Trey Flowers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
18. What you got? Give me something.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Escaping the pressure right. Able to find Shaheen here. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Called it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, alert three. Alert three.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded just inside the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Trubisky will throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll run on first down. Montgomery. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you. Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
First down, Chicago.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Here's Trubisky to throw. Going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Trey Flowers racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
You can't stop me.
3rd and long.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Stafford. Dancing to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The inside linebacker, Danny Trevathan, gets the sack. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can. It's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Move. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. Check 3, check 3.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught by Montgomery. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards is the pickup there and a 1st down for Chicago.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now on 2nd and 13. Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Just like that. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. Buying time to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Oh, a nice spin. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Fights him off. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but over the second quarter, a lot of time to into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Clinton Dix with a pick, and they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson, his third touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And his throw intercepted by the all-pro corner, Kyle Fuller. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
You know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 52 yards. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And it's caught here, Amendola. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gain?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard is going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check 50. Check 50. He's checking.
Stafford on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Now a play fake here on first down, eluding the pressure right, and he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. That'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He'll field this at the 5. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On second down, it's Montgomery. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Going up top for Miller. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To throw again on second down. Stafford. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far. This is brought in at the 21.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Big 20. Check. 59. You got nothing today. Bravo. You got nothing.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. And Amendola's got it, complete. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
On first down, Stafford here. Open man is Galladay, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. A first down carry here for Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. From the 35 on second down, Stafford. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll go down at the 28. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Leonard Floyd. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Gets it to Gabriel on the jet sweep. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Stafford. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Back to throw, Stafford. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Akeem Hicks make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And taken right at the 35. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 40-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
1st down, Bears.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Strong right. Hey. 4 down.
They'll run on first down. Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Flush to his right. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I got you, punk.
They'll run with Montgomery. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now. The Bears on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is third and goal.
Protein spill.
They'll try to punch it in with Davis. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. What a stand so far defensively. And now that's going to bring up a fourth and goal. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates